Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Friends Podcast, man.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you so much
Appreciate
for
you.
coming back and listening. If it's your first time, thank you so much for coming, just in general, just to listen to what we have to say today, for sure,
hmm
man. So let me introduce myself. My name is Matt, and I'm here with my co-host.
My name is Rod, and this is the Friends Podcast. So make sure you check us out. We're streaming everywhere. That's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. So also you can check the socials at the Fran on Instagram.
Yep, do all those things. Interact with us, man. Let us know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. If some of our takes are crazy or just anything, man. Just interact, man. Just tell us, even if you want to just say "fuck you," like okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
I'll
fine
take
too.
that.
Yeah, but anyway, so let's go ahead and get into this episode, man. So we're definitely excited today, man. We got a special guest in the building today. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, world? Podcast world. My name is Mike Buscio. I am a singer-songwriter from Jersey City, New Jersey, and I am honored to be on this podcast today. It's my first ever podcast interview as a solo artist, so I'm pretty excited.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We saw some things from different podcasts that you were on when you put your name in YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I had a YouTube channel, but I never took it too seriously. I never got into the
Okay.
YouTube game. I never liked to take videos of myself performing, but I put up some funny ones that I did with friends. Nothing too crazy. I'm getting
Okay.
more as I get older. I'm getting more serious as a solo artist. I was in a band for a long, long time, so that kind of was a blessing and a curse because it kind of held me back from doing the solo stuff. But
Ah,
I have a lot of songs written. I'm ready to get into a studio, get them out there, and see what happens.
Well, we'll definitely get into that, but
Yeah.
we started off with just seeing how our weeks are. So, how was your
Cool.
week?
My week's pretty chill. I am by day a high school guidance counselor, so I'm on summer vacation from work.
Mm.
So I'm just catching up on TV. I am writing music. I'm just chilling out with some friends and doing some me time. So things are good right now. This week's been okay. Hot, but
What's the show that you're watching right now? What's
I just
hot?
I just caught up on The Boys. I watched The Bear. All that good stuff on Amazon and Hulu.
I just watched The Bear. The Bear was actually really good.
I already
Yeah.
cannot wait for the second season. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, I was surprised. And The Boys. The Boys was really
Yeah, The
weird
Boys
today.
was good. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
They had extendable dick or something.
Yeah,
It was a surprise.
that dude was fucking crazy, man.
Yeah. So,
what about you, Rad? What's going on with you this week?
this week has been pretty busy for me. I normally don't have stressful weeks, like super stressful that like gets to me, but this week was super stressful. I had to work long hours, pretty much all day. We're working on this testing at work of these generators. So glad that that's finally over and that week's behind me. What about you?
Man, nothing too much going on my end. It was my birthday this week, so really just celebrating for that.
Happy belated, bro. Mine's coming up too.
Oh yeah, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Thank you, I appreciate that. So I went to Chicago for a couple of days, and I'm mad as fuck because somebody stole my bike, man. Like, man, let me tell you. Let me give y'all a quick background, right quick. So I went to it was Saturday, right? Or no, actually, it was Friday. My bad. I was like, let me go to the art museum, get some culture, try to act like I know what the artist is doing. You know what I mean? That's what everybody does when they go to the art museum. So I'm like, okay, boom, let me ride my bike up there, park my bike right outside the museum. Boom, I go in there. Not even an hour and 15 minutes later, I come outside and my shit is gone, like
Whoa.
gone, bro.
Did you lock it on the bike rack or where'd you lock it up at?
Yeah, I locked it on a bike rack and I remember I parked it next to this like really nice bike, like a bike that's way nicer than mine. And so I remember like I was sitting there when I was locking it up. I'm like, no, nobody's gonna steal my shit. They gonna steal his shit before they steal my shit. But I came back out, and my shit was gone. And the crazy thing is, that was my first time ever riding it. My
Damn.
first time ever riding a bike. So I'm kind of pissed off, but I'm glad to be another year older, and I'm glad to get into this podcast, man. So
Man, I kind of want to like let's not move too fast there. Like, so how'd you feel like walking out? You was like, man, I know I locked it up here, right? Like,
crazy thing is, I seen it like before I even crossed the street. I seen it. I'm like, I looked at the rack, and I'm like, nah, there's no way. There is no way somebody stole my bike, bro. So I walked up to it, and like I said, I saw that nice bike that was next to it, and I'm like, oh my god.
it was still there.
The nice bike was still there. But the problem is, everybody, word to the wise, man. If you have a bike and you're locking it up, get a U lock. I didn't have a U lock.
Yeah,
I
I
had
got
this
one
one
of
of them.
those.
Yeah, that U lock, like that's
Yeah.
what you need for sure. So I guess word to the wise, get that U lock, and you won't be heartbreaking walking out of a museum one day. But yeah, man. So let's go ahead and get into this episode, man. I'm just excited to kind of talk to Mike Buscio about everything he has going on. So I guess let's kind of start with So you said you're from Jersey City originally.
Yeah, yeah, born and raised here. 38 years it'll be soon. That's all I know is Jersey City and Jersey Shore. I have family down there. My pops is down there, so I'm back and forth. But yeah, Jersey City is what I call home.
Okay, now kind of like describe your experience growing up there, like as a kid, or just like kind of like maybe under 10, under before teenage years. Like how was that?
Yeah, it was a whole different world. Jersey City is kind of like the mecca now. Everybody wants to be here, and it's so diverse. But when I was a kid, I mean, it wasn't really safe. Like we would go into the park and play sports, and there was like drug paraphernalia all over the floor, and
Mm,
I don't know. It just wasn't. It wasn't what it is now. They never had like people take care of the parks, and I had a few friends. There was a few kids my age in my neighborhood, but I don't know. I played sports. I don't know. It was just it was a good place though. It was a good place to grow up. I mean, I have
Was
like
it
fun.
all over Jersey City, or was it a specific part?
Well, I always lived downtown. I always lived right outside the Hoboken area. So this part
okay.
of Jersey City that's really building up. It was like it was a crazy transformation from when I was a kid. But I do have fond memories here, and I have family that lived here, and I don't know. It was just like I think it was a good experience. If I guess that's how I could sum it up. Growing up in downtown Jersey City.
Okay, that's dope, man. Good to hear. So, like, can you kind of talk about when did you start seeing like that change from like, okay, now this is like the mecca. Now it's popping. Now, like, did you see that change at like a certain time recently?
I guess when I was of legal age to drink, and I can go out into the bar scene, and then you can go out to restaurants, and I had more of a appreciation for that kind of lifestyle. I started seeing like there's a lot of places to go. I don't have to just hang out in my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
I can't keep up with it. There's so much changing in this city. It's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. It's overpopulated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just no parking. Yeah, but I Jersey City has a big piece of my heart. I'm itching to get out because I kind of want to buy my own place, maybe a condo or a home or something like that. That's where I'm headed with a living situation. But
Hmm.
I mean, I do like that you can just walk out of your house, go get a drink, go get something to eat, and then you can go. You're not too far from home.
Was the prices like ridiculous back then, like how it is
No,
now?
no. You know
Yeah.
what's funny? The house I grew up in, which is right around the corner from my apartment right now, when I was born, that was in the '80s. I was born '84. My parents were offered the house for $16,000,
Damn.
which
Wow.
now sold for like I don't know 1 point something million. But
Oh my god.
they were 25 years old when they had me, and they didn't have that kind of money.
Shit.
They just had a newborn. But
Yeah.
that's just the way it goes. I mean, if you were lucky to have family that owned like a brownstone or something, you're loaded right now. So, but the rent is insane. I know people who live in those lofts, like the Soho lofts and stuff. It's like over $3,000 a month, or
Yeah,
even
it's
more.
ridiculous.
Yeah, just to pay for rent. I don't see you can be paying a mortgage in that case.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to talk about back then when you were younger. Did everyone like used to just take the PATH train and go to New York, or did most people just stay in Jersey back then?
I no. Once I was able to start going to New York City, man, I spent a lot of time over there. A big part of my life is New York City. Washington Square Park is my favorite place to just sit down and people watch and listen to that dude that plays piano under the arch. It's like that's kind of like I wish I grew up in New York City, but growing up in downtown Jersey City, it's very similar to Brooklyn. It kind of looks the same, it has the same feel now.
Really?
So yeah, our local bar has shirts that say Jersey City versus Brooklyn because it's all the same. Like the brownstones, they all look it all looks the same. But yeah, I don't know. New York City, yeah, we did go to New York City a lot growing up. So
Do you still find yourself going there a lot now, or do you kind of just try to stay away from the city?
once the pandemic hit, and I know that's everybody's excuse for everything,
Yeah.
I stopped going, but now I'm back. Like I go back for concerts. I play gigs there. I play at Rockwood Music Hall and venues like that. And
Dope.
Now I'm back in there. Yeah, I like New York City a lot. I love New York City actually. So I'll be there on Monday because my boys want to go see Monday Night Raw. So
Oh yeah.
we're gonna go to Madison Square Garden and watch wrestling. So
What we were actually just talking about wrestling on our last episode.
dude, that's a big part of
Um,
my life, man. I grew up watching WWF and then it turned to WWE, but I kind of gave up on it now. But
okay,
my boys still want to get together and watch the Royal Rumble every year. So
dope. And I don't even know the wrestlers these days. I'm still like a
I mean,
part of the
Brock,
Undertaker age,
yeah,
like Triple H.
he's retired. Triple H is
Okay.
just the boss now, and everybody's kind of leaving. But I think Brock Lesnar is still wrestling.
Damn.
So
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Who do they have? Like Roman Reigns?
yeah. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins,
Uh,
Cody Rhodes,
yeah.
those
Randy
kind of
Orton.
guys.
Is
Randy
he still
Orton, yeah,
wrestling?
he's still going.
Oh
Yep,
wow.
from what I know, yeah, he might be there on Monday. So
RKO.
yeah,
hmm That's dope. So yeah, you kind of just mentioned like, oh yeah, I got shows in the city. So like, let's kind of talk about that, like your artistry and stuff like that. So like, I guess when did you first even start, playing the guitar?
okay, so when I was in kindergarten, when I was 5 years old, our kindergarten teacher was a piano player and she was a music teacher, but she was also obviously just a kindergarten class teacher. So she used to do our school plays are like musicals. It was crazy. And she told my mom that I was musically inclined because I used to sit next to her on the piano and just like hum the songs or whatever. She just knew I could, and I could sing since I was a kid somehow. But I never gave music a chance because I always played sports. I was a baseball, ice hockey kind of guy. I played in high school. I would have played varsity baseball, but I wasn't too thrilled about the coach and the other kids playing. So I kind of gave up on it. But I picked up a guitar, probably going to say 15, 16 years old, and I taught myself. I still, to this day, do not know how to read music. So I just kind of play by ear and I teach myself everything I need to know.
Okay.
It's limiting because if people ask for songs, like I do cover stuff at the bars and restaurants, and people ask for certain songs. If I don't know it, I can't play it for them. So, but I do what I can. But I picked up a guitar around there. Obviously, over time, the more you do it, the better you get. But me and my buddies, we started some like garage bands and everything like that. And then in my early 20s, I got into a band with these other guys from Bergen County.
So not the software, right? GarageBand or
What's that?
not the software GarageBand.
Oh no, an actual band. But I
Oh,
did
okay.
record. I know how to use GarageBand to record. That as far as I get for recording myself. But I got into a band with these guys, and for 6 years we did really, really well. We had management at some point. They were good. They knew some people.
Let's stop there.
Yeah.
So what kind of music did this band make?
We started. You know the whole emo scene.
Oh yeah.
That big phenomenon like My Chemical Romance and
Simple
those kind of
Plan,
bands.
things like that.
Yeah, like we started. I grew up listening to all that stuff in my teenage years, but growing up in Jersey City was like everyone was listening to rap. Everyone was listening to hip hop. So I grew up on all that stuff. You know, like my first cassette tapes are like Biggie Smalls and all that. So I
hmm
have an appreciation for that, and I always will. But then I was like, I want to be in a band. I think that's fucking cool, man. Pick up a guitar, get some chicks, and that's what we're gonna do.
Hell yeah.
And I taught myself, and we started playing that whole emo thing, and we're still doing it now. We stopped playing for about 11, 12 years, and now we're back together having fun, like just doing
Oh
shows
man.
at 902 Brewery and playing that emo stuff for people who love it. That still didn't go away. Those bands are still
Bro.
playing now.
Seriously though, it's really not a market for it, but like it's still a fan base because that
Yeah,
was a big part of people's life. Like back then, like that was huge, man.
yeah.
So like kind of talk about like what even drew you to that, like from everybody around you was listening to hip hop. Like were you just a sad guy? like
Yeah, see, everyone says that emo like it's sad music. It's not. I mean, there's also a thing called screamo where the guys are like it's like kind of like metal-esque, but
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know, something about the guitar. I fell in love with it and I wanted to play it and I thought it was cool. It wasn't so much the lyrics, but then when you get older and you start writing your own songs, you're like, shit, I'm writing the same shit that they wrote.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a singer-songwriter, man. Me and my acoustic guitar, I only know how to write about sad stuff, but it works. People like it. People are drawn to it.
Yeah, let's talk about the band a little bit.
Yeah, let's go. We were called A True Story.
True story.
A
Okay.
True
a
Story.
good
Yeah,
name.
if you go on SoundCloud and you type in A True Story NJ, our stuff should pop up, and you could tell how shitty it was and then how much better it went. Because my buddy, the drummer Rick, he uploaded everything, like from our earliest bullshit to like the newest stuff. So right before we broke up, we recorded 3 songs in New York City. And it was so funny because the studio we were in, Praz from the Fugees was using it after us, so he kicked us out. And I was
Damn.
like, that's fucking cool, man. Like, Praz from the Fugees kicked our little emo asses out of the fucking studio. But we had these three awesome songs that really never got out there. But we would have did well. I still say we would have did really well if we stayed together.
Damn. I mean, like you said, you guys are back now, man. So
Yeah, we're back. We're not gonna write anything like there's 4 of us, and 2 of them are married with kids. I don't have any children. The bass player doesn't have any children, but we don't have time to practice because we all have lives. So we're just doing it for fun right now. But me, as a solo artist, I play every week. I play 250 shows a year. So
damn.
I just haven't gotten my original stuff out there so that I can make it bigger than it is. I have a feeling that if I put it out there, people might enjoy it, and then maybe I'll get noticed. So that's my next step in life.
So you were the back then. You were the singer songwriter, and you were like the guy up front.
No, actually, you know what? When we first started the band, we had a lead singer. I was the backup singer and guitar player.
Oh, okay.
And and now that we got this band back together, he didn't want to be part of it. He has a life and everything going on, so I can sing. So now I'm the front man for that.
And let's kind of talk about that. I want to take it back a little bit. So you kind of talked about developing your guitar, like teaching yourself. Like, how did you develop your voice?
That it's the same way. The more I sang, because I watched videos of me when I was younger, and from what I sound like now, I'm more comfortable now. I have more control.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just become like, people are like, how are you not nervous? I'm like, I do this sometimes 3-4 nights a week,
Yeah.
It's just, over time, if you just, it naturally gets better.
I kind of want to go into the process and what the practice is like that.
Well,
doing all these covers.
We took voice lessons for a little bit when because we did the original stuff as a band, and we also did the cover stuff. So we were a cover band as well. We played weddings. We played all these venues all over New Jersey and down the shore and all that. But I don't know. It's tough to say because I don't the practice. Like if I'm learning a new cover song, like a hot top 40 song on the radio, like Justin Bieber or something, or Ed Sheeran, I just listen to it a few times and I'll get the music. Sometimes I'll make it my own. Sometimes I'll make it sound just like that song. But it takes me longer to learn the lyrics. I don't play with like an iPad in front of me. Everything's in my head. It's just, I don't really read off of I don't have a support while I'm playing. I just kind of take pride in memorizing. So it takes me a few to get the songs going.
And has it always been like that? Like, did you ever have like a cheat sheet before, or have you always been kind of? I
only have a cheat sheet at weddings, so I don't fuck up the bride's like big moment when she's walking down the aisle. If it's a song, because I'm playing a wedding August 5th, and she wants me to play a song that I don't know, and I'm gonna like next week learn it, and it's really quick when she walks down the aisle, but I can't fuck up the words, so it's gonna take me a little bit. So only those are the most important. So I'll have like a little cheat sheet in front of me for that. And I'm in the back anyway. Nobody's looking at me. They're looking at her, So It works. It works.
I kind of talk about, like, I'm curious, like, is there like super popular wedding songs that like everybody requests every time?
No, not really. I have played, there's a wedding song by Train called Marry Me. So that's a popular one.
Okay.
They usually let me do my thing during the cocktail hour. They trust me with like the hit songs. So, I just play like Backstreet Boys or some bullshit like that, and they're all happy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's universal at this point.
But my music journey has been so like it's been crazy. It's been so weird. Like to go from a kid who was a jock and played sports to pick up a guitar to be in like a bunch of garage bands to meet these dudes, have this really professional band, fall apart, become a solo artist. I put out 6-song EP in 2015, never really pushed it to where it should go. Sold out some shows in New York City, like 75 people rooms, and it was dope. It was cool. And now I'm doing covers and weddings and parties and back with these guys again. So it's a lot. It sounds like a lot, but I'm just like an ordinary guy from Jersey City who plays guitar and sings and meets people every week, and I still get joy out of it. It's fun.
Yeah, man.
And I know that Johnny Cash made it in his 40s or whatever, so I'm going to be 38 in 2 weeks. So, maybe that'll happen for me. So we'll see.
I kind of want to go into like more into that process of writing. When you were a kid and compared to now, like how was the songs different? Or are they different?
They are. I don't know because I only started writing my own stuff like I don't know within the last decade. So
Yeah.
I think it's still the same concept. It's certain situations that I was in that made me feel something. It's about certain people. You know what I mean? I usually use the same person all the time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
but
if
that's
it's
just
emo, it's probably like dark. It's probably to some of
well,
your
no. My
saddest times.
my
Oh,
my solo stuff is I guess it's emo lyrically, but it's like Ed Sheeran meets uh, Kings of Leon meets
Mm.
Bon Iver meets I don't know. I'm just
got you.
it's a little bit everything. I could be folky, I could be pop, I could be rock, I could be whatever.
All right. So, what is Mike Buscio as a solo artist? You said you could be all these
Genre
things.
genre.
Yeah. Or are you genreless? You just gonna have a project with everything on it, or what's your
No,
plan
not
there?
so much. I think it's gonna be it's gonna sound like a singer songwriter that just has a guitar and maybe some piano in the background, and it's there's gonna be some upbeat stuff and there's gonna be some slow stuff, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah,
Now, kind of talk about just balancing, like, your personal life and your work life with, trying to be an artist. Like you said, 250 shows a year.
yeah.
Like, how is that? Like,
I
is it
walk into
tough?
the high school some days because sometimes I'll play a Tuesday or Wednesday, and my coworkers are like, "How'd you do that last night?" I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not partying. I'm just performing, and then I go home. I mean, I could still do it. I feel like I could still sing maybe 2 3 nights a week and still get to work the next day. And I always do better on 4 hours of sleep. It's weird. Like the less sleep I get, I'm more awake in the morning. I don't know how that works out, but that's how that works out.
Do the kids know?
The kids do know because in my high school we have a performing arts academy. I'm the counselor for the performing arts academy because they
Okay.
knew hiring me that I was a musician, and I get to perform with them. It's amazing.
And what's like what would you say is the importance or like the role of a guidance counselor?
So I am there as academic support, right? And
Mm-hmm.
help them get into college and be prepared from freshman year to senior year. But I'm also there like some of the kids just want to say hi to you in the morning and tell you how their day went. Maybe they don't have the best home life and they look to me as the adult in their life that they can trust. So it's a very rewarding job. Like I went to college just to go and like I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to play music, so I got my bachelor's degree, and I never used it for sociology. That's what I studied. And then I took
Ah,
4.5 years off, and I'm in this band, and we're traveling. We did a little tour and everything, and I was like, I need a backup plan. I need health benefits. I need a steady paycheck. So I went back for my master's in counseling because I did an internship in my bachelor's degree where I had to be a peer counselor for college kids, for freshmen, and I just enjoyed helping them. So I'm like, maybe I could be a guidance counselor, and here we are. I'm going on my 6th year as a counselor. So,
Was your parents and family always supportive of your music?
hmm
Oh, okay.
yeah, my mom and dad would come to every show that they could come to. Yeah, they let me do whatever I had to do. You know, they helped me out with buying
Mm-hmm.
strings for my guitar and this and that. So they've been amazing. Yeah.
that's good. Yeah, because sometimes like people will be like, get a real job. You know what I mean?
hmm
But you do actually. That's the funny thing is you balance both of them.
Yeah, it's the way my life has gone is it's been really weird. It's been like a up and down, like uphill, downhill kind of thing, and not really sure of what's next. But I'm in a good place. I got a career. I still get to play music in front of. It feels like you're playing a big show because you don't know these people, and yeah, some of them are out to dinner, but they'll come up to you at the end and like tip you or say, "Wow, I was really really good," even if they don't clap. You're still bringing joy to people. So
Hmm.
so
Oh, they
it's
hear it.
dope.
They hear it. People act like they don't hear it when you
No,
singing and
yeah.
playing, but they hear that
And
shit.
I tell my students, a lot of them want to do what I want to do in my life. Like they want to be big stars or whatever. And I said, you can still enjoy your craft and not make it big. Like you can still, get your career going and then play music on the side. You can still do it.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, that's really how I like ended up finding you. I found you at 902 Brewery. You were doing a
Yeah.
show, and I was like, man, this guy is really good.
Thanks,
Like
man.
it was
Appreciate
surprised because like looking at you, you wouldn't expect your voice.
it.
Like,
Yeah. This dude with tattoos and a beard and a hat. Yeah, singing like whomever I sound like. But
hmm
no, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the kind words.
Let's take a little detour right quick because we were just talking about
Yeah.
breweries and stuff. Like, so you were a craft beer fan, or do you like just do the
No,
Bud
I do.
Light?
I do. I support. They're my friends. The guys who own the breweries around here, and
Uh huh.
I definitely am a fan of some of their stuff. Yeah, some of their
Okay.
beers are like really, really good.
So what are we saying? Like IPAs? We talking
Yeah, I
about?
mess with some IPAs.
Okay,
I like pilsners, lagers. I mean, I like it all. I don't like sours too much, but
okay,
yeah.
I got you.
So you have a go-to?
If I'm at 902, I do the Path
Okay.
Ale. That's basically the one I always get. But they actually put a beer out for us for the emo band that we have. We had a beer can put out for us. The band is called Finding Emo instead of Finding Nemo. It was
Yeah,
pretty play on words, and we
I
thought that
like
was
that.
really, really cool. We made like the
Mm-hmm.
fish with the sad eyes and the long black hair and the piercings and stuff. But so I like that one too. That was a good beer. Now I'm biased, I guess, because it's my band's beer, but it was good. It was good.
So getting into more of your music, you said this EP that you put out a few years ago.
Uh huh.
What was that EP like, and what was the name of that?
The EP was called Lonely Bones.
Okay.
And the artwork, a buddy of mine did the artwork. It was like two skeletons, a female and a male. The male's looking down, the female's looking up with her with sunglasses on. And the title track, "Lonely Bones," was about a girl who I was seeing. She was an actress, and it's kind of like bashing her in a way. Some of the lyrics, because a few years go
I
by, I
love
still
that
miss
kind of
her.
music.
Yeah, it's like some of the lyrics was like whatever, how many years gone by, still miss her, but still no motion picture. You know what I mean? Like she's still not where she should be, just because I was pissed at her. Maybe she's there now. Who knows? But it made for a good song. So I wrote about that. I wrote about a song about me fucking up with somebody. I was the guy who fucked up, and I wrote one about a friend who passed away. So it was the EP means a lot to me, and it's copywritten. Like I did this whole big thing, but I never really pushed it anywhere. So
All the songs that you're making or writing,
uh-huh.
are they all based on like experiences from your past or your life, or do you ever look at your friends or people around you, their stories, and try to incorporate into a song?
Yeah, I mean, both. And I also wrote a song just looking at a picture. I made a story out of a picture that I saw. So
Mm.
that's kind of the way I'm doing things right now.
What kind of picture?
It was a picture of a person I dated, but she was in another
Hmm.
country, and I think she took the picture of the
So you
dude she was dating
okay?
riding a bike in Amsterdam. So I wrote a song called Amsterdam out
Mm.
of that.
Mm. I always be wondering, like, do they hear these songs and be
You
like,
know
man,
what? I
these are
used
actually
to.
pretty good?
I wish she would hear them, but who knows? I don't know. We haven't talked since before that stuff came out, so I really don't know. But you know what? It's old. It's old news. Life went on. It's all good.
Yeah, everyone goes through breakups and they make up and all that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah, yeah. But it makes for good music.
hmm the breakup emo stuff and the music there, I feel like I was always a big fan of like Linkin Park
Yeah,
and
me too. And yeah, they were great.
like the Simple Plan
Hmm.
and what was it, My Heart Romance or
My Chemical Romance. Yeah,
My
yeah.
Chemical Romance
They're
and stuff
back
like
now. They
that.
are back. They're doing their thing again.
How old are they now? Like, are they?
They got to be in their 40s.
What is
Like,
okay? Okay.
yeah.
So like, talk about like what you listen to these days. Like, so is it just type of
You know
emo
what?
rock
No,
type shit?
I mean, I'm back on the emo stuff because a lot of those guys are making new albums again.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really into like the new Chainsmokers album. I don't know why. Something
Mm.
about it I absolutely love. I guess I'm a closeted like club head right now, or techno
Yeah.
guy, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm a big Radiohead fan, and I know that they have a new band called The Smile. Tom York is one of my favorite artists,
Mm.
and they put out something. There's a band called Alexis on Fire from Canada. They are playing New York tonight. I'm trying to get there. They're back out with something. They're playing Pier 17 tonight. But I just listen to new stuff, and then if I want, I go on the old emo playlist on Spotify, and then I just get nostalgic about it. But as a singer-songwriter, if I want to listen to acoustic stuff, my go-to is Ryan Adams. He's one of my favorite songwriters of all time. The guy's
Ryan
brilliant.
Adams. Okay. Is he
Yeah.
from a band
Okay.
specifically?
No, he's a solo guy. He got in trouble. Like he was married to Mandy Moore, and
Oh.
he got in trouble like treating. Yeah, he was the whole Me Too movement,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
doing some shady shit with women, and maybe just I don't know if it was physical, but it was mental and whatever. But he's got his shit together. He went sober. He wrote like 3 albums in the past like 5 months. So I like him
Shit.
for his music, not for the person he is, but for the music.
Yeah, sometimes you got to separate a little bit.
Yep.
So like, let me circle back. So Alexis on fire. Is it not Alex is on fire?
Nope, it's Alexis. You know, it's so funny. We were fucking around in the bar last night, and
Hmm.
we told the bartender. I guess she thought it was Alex is on fire, but it's
Yeah.
Alexis on fire.
Okay, I never knew that
That's
because I always
awesome.
saw the name and I'm like, damn,
Yeah,
I can't. But that's kind of the mystery of it. Like you don't really know, or do
but
they
it's
say
so.
it in their music?
I've heard interviews. That's how I know how it's really pronounced. But it's
Okay.
so funny because they're like a screamo metal kind of band, but the guitar player has his own solo sad emo shit called City and Color,
Hmm.
and that's Dallas Green. He's one of my favorites too. So it reminds me of myself. Like I could, versatility. You can be like a solo artist writing songs on an acoustic, or you could be in a band rocking out on stage. So
Yeah, it sounds like you're super versatile too, because like just like you say, you can be folk, you can be, rock, you can be emo and stuff like that. So that's
yeah.
that's always just cool, just to like show the different sides and stuff like that. So let me ask you about. So let me circle back again. So you kind of talked about how you're in an apartment right now. You kind of want to move on to maybe getting a house somewhere. So do you feel like you'll always just be in Jersey, just in general, or do you want to go West Coast, South, Midwest with it?
I've no, I'm probably gonna stay close because of my career, but I travel when I can. I mean, I've been to San Diego twice, and I'm in love with it. So maybe retire there or something. But and I've been to Europe. I mean, I wish I could just. I have friends who have these amazing jobs who get to like work remote wherever they are. So
Hmm.
I mean, I kind of envy that in a way, but I get to travel whenever I can. But I'll stay close to home
Okay, I
for
feel
now.
that.
Yeah.
Now, kind of talk about like working with people. Like, so I mean, obviously you work with your band and stuff like that. But how do you feel about maybe being featured on songs or like somebody hitting you up like, "Hey, can you write this?" Like, are you open to any of that?
Oh, definitely. I've been approached about that, and then never happened. But I'm definitely down to use my vocal cords for somebody else's song or my play guitar for somebody. It's something that I would love to do.
Yeah, price just has to be right, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Yeah. Well, the
Yeah,
person has to be a cool person, and I have to like the music, I guess.
right. Nah, I feel that. I feel that. Now, kind of talk about like, so when you decide, like, so you say, so you get hit up, right? And you're like, "Hey," or they're like, "Hey, we want you to perform here tonight. Let's do an hour." There we go. So like, how does that? What's that process like in your mind of like, okay, let me get prepared for the set list and stuff like that. Like, how do you choose and decide like what you want to play for that night?
It depends. Like last night, I played a place in Hoboken. It's like a low key kind of dinner kind of spot, bar restaurant, small room, but you start off slow and then you get, and everybody starts singing along. So I was like, all right, let me play some hits. So that it just depends on the venue and it depends on the crowd. I can read the crowd.
Okay, so you don't kind of prepare like a set list before you kind of
I
just go.
doing the cover stuff. You have to play the same stuff every night and then add new songs to it.
Ah,
So, I kind of mix it up a little bit, but I'm always playing in front of a new crowd. I don't care about the people who work there. I mean, they're there to work. I don't give a shit what they think if I play the same songs every night if I'm
yeah,
there. But, if the crowd's into it, I kind of know what to do next.
Do people ever walk up to you and actually request a song for you to play?
Yes, all the time. And that's the thing. Like, since I play by ear and I only know what I know, and I know a
hmm
lot, I'm like, I don't know that song, or I know another song by that artist or something similar to that genre. So I find a way around it. Sometimes they're upset or whatever because they want to hear it, but people are cool. People are
What's the
understanding.
most requested song that you would say people want to hear you do?
Uh, I don't know. Usually people are into Wonderwall or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's no requests that stand out. I do get Billy Joel a lot, and I don't play any of his stuff. I do like him, but I should probably learn some of his shit just in case.
Got you. Let's kind of talk about like just the recording process and stuff like that. Like, how often do you get a chance to go to record and go to a studio?
I don't. It's funny because when I did my first the Lonely Bones EP, I did it on GarageBand because it was just me and my guitar, and I added some digital stuff to it, so it sounded really good. And I did the vocals in the studio in Hoboken. A buddy of mine had a buddy that does recordings. I don't think the studio is there anymore, but it sounded good. It was good. I think now I would obviously just go to a studio. I heard that there's a studio in Bayonne called Timber.
Hmm.
and it looks dope. And I heard that it's pretty good, so I might look into that for the next few songs that I want to lay down.
When you go to the studio, are you open to like their advice to be, hey, you need to sing it like this, or you just already have the entire idea
I
before you
mean, yeah,
go?
I have the idea. I'm not. I'm open to criticism, constructive criticism, of course. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I'm no diva. I mean, if they want to help me out, that's dope.
Yeah. So working at these studios, has it only been one or two studios you've been to so far, or was it been a
I mean,
bunch?
yeah, I've been to a few in my career, like as a
Okay.
musician. Like with the band, we did a few different studios. We did Big Blue Meanie in Jersey City, which is not there anymore, but that was a big one because a lot of the bands that we listened to growing up had come in from New York to record there. Like Taking Back Sunday recorded there, and Thursday recorded there, so it was cool. But I've been to a few.
So what's that studio like when you're recording? Do you have to? Is it just drinking water? Maybe you have like a little drink. You have to have a lot of people there around you. Is it just you? What's in the studio process like for you, anyways?
We, as the band, we were all together all the time. We had lunch together. We would drink and a lot of water and all that stuff. But we were very supportive of each other when we did it.
But you solo, how's that? How's that?
Solo, I mean, I don't really have that experience. When I did the vocals to the EP in the studio, it was just me and the engineer, so it was really chill and no pressure. So I think I would like that when I do my next one. Just me and the person that's recording me, and yeah, that's it.
Well, shit, if you can just load GarageBand up again, you might not even need a studio this time. Just get a mic,
Yeah,
be good.
yeah, I might be able to just do that. You're right.
But you got to be able to do the sonics and everything and the engineering of the record, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would like it professionally done, just
Yeah.
just to really get the whole effect of the music out there.
Yeah, I was like, the music has to sound good on the what they say, the headphones check, the car check,
Yes,
the
yes. The,
studio
the
check.
headphone in the car are really, really important because
Hmm.
everyone's listening to music in their headphones. So that's the whole point.
Most definitely. So, like, what can we look forward to from Mike Buscio in the future? Like, in the near future, 2022, 2023, like, is this EP or album dropping? Like, what can we look forward to?
I always promise an EP and it never happens. So hopefully that, but just a lot of live music. A
Okay.
lot of live shows and a lot of me just trying to figure out life like everybody else. That's basically it right now.
I feel that. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and post the links like in the description just to let everybody know like where you are. So yeah, you're definitely gonna have a show sometime soon, regardless. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing that you can just
Yeah.
keep working like that, man. Like that's super dope.
I'm kind of interested in this next project of yours that you said that you could be. You said you have a bunch of songs that you've written so far. You just need to record them.
Yep.
Do you
I do.
have?
I have a lot of songs written that I
Okay,
want to record, and I have a lot of new ideas. So
got it. Okay, so is it going to be a full project, or is it just another EP, or what are you thinking?
I want to do I want to do just a few songs. I just want to put out an EP right now.
Okay,
I'm thinking like 3, 4 songs.
I always wonder, like when I see these talented artists as yourself, what holds you
Thank you.
back from just going to the studio, and just releasing it? Because I see a lot of people do it like all the same
I
day.
question myself all the time. I'm like, why the hell
Okay.
aren't you like? I could have been going to the studio for a long time now. I just don't. I don't know if it's a confidence thing or I don't know what it is. I just don't do it. I just don't do it. It's easy to talk shit and say, yeah, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna do it, but I just don't. I just haven't done it, and I know it's gonna be good because I have faith in the music. It's good stuff, and I don't know. I just haven't done it, so I have to muster up the confidence to just go and lay clear my head, lay the tracks down, and then see what happens.
Okay. You think that's the issue with like new artists? Is just the confidence level, or something
Yeah,
else?
confidence has a big thing to it has a big thing to do with it. Like if you're not confident in yourself, then you got nothing. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you can't worry about who's putting what out, and what pisses me off? Somebody like Ed Sheeran. I saw a interview where he was like, anyone else doing what I'm doing is just like trying to be like me, dude. You're a guy on an acoustic guitar with a fucking loop pedal.
Right.
Like you go on stage and you tell people this is a loop station. Like they don't know what the fuck that is.
Right.
And he thinks like, dude, I play his songs at bars and I can give him a run for his money. Like,
Hmm.
it sucks that those are the people who made it in the world, you know? I'm just venting right now. I always want to say
No,
that
that's
out
real.
loud.
That's real.
I always want to say that shit out loud. I mean, I got mad respect for him, but don't
Yeah.
talk like that because guys like me are sitting home. We admire you for what you're doing, but then you bash us like that. Like, that's what I feel like he's doing.
Yeah, and he didn't invent the wheel. Like,
No, no, he did not. He did not. But that's the kind of shit that pisses me off because, like, I don't know. Am I wasting my time if I go in the studio and do it then? You know? But
I mean,
can't
I
think
feel
like
like they're
that.
trying to deter people. Like, I guess that's what it is. Like, he just trying to make people not want to release their stuff. I guess
There's like
I
a
don't know.
million dudes on fucking YouTube that are covering his shit that sound
Hmm.
way better than he does.
Yeah.
Because I watched some of his live recordings. I'm like, dude's like nothing. That's nothing. So
Yeah, you don't have any auto tune when you up there on stage. It's just
no, but
you and
that's
your
just the
guitar.
world. That's just the world we live in. You know, this whole social
Hmm.
media bullshit, and it could really like deter people from truly like getting out there and doing their thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. So, kind of like talk
Yeah.
about networking and stuff like that. Do you do a lot of your networking on social media, or is it just kind of word of mouth when you're performing?
Yeah, man, I'm like I become like a Instagram story like master. I think I always make crazy stories with fucking gifs or gifs or whatever you want to call them, and
Hmm.
I just push my shows so much, and I try to help the bars and the restaurants that are booking me by like tagging them and telling people to go there and check it out. And you know what's messed up though? You got me thinking about like my fellow acoustic artists in the same. We have this circle of people who play in the area, like
Hmm.
the same bars and restaurants, and they are not fucking supportive at all, man. They are not supportive. Like nobody supports each other, you know.
And why
I
is that?
just think I don't know. I think it's a competition kind of thing because we're both playing the same place. Listen, at the end of the day, we both get a paycheck. People like you. That's it, man. Go get your free dinner and get a drink and have fun. Like, who gives a fuck who's playing? Like,
That's surprising. I thought there'd be some type of community there. Like you're all from
I
Jersey.
think there is to an extent. I'm not gonna say there isn't, but I know some of them that aren't.
Hmm.
Now, in a perfect world, would you just want to do word of mouth and not just leave Instagram just totally alone?
Oh man, I really wish we didn't have to use social media for any of that stuff, man. I just
Man,
wish like
Yeah.
people would know that so and so is having live music tonight. People want to come check that person out, and then they make the decision if that person is worth staying for. You know,
yeah.
it's tough. It's a tough business, tough world, especially in the entertainment uh, part.
I guess I kind of want. This is probably going to be my last question here.
Yeah, yeah.
What was the best show that you went to that you were just
That I
shocked by?
went to.
Yeah, that you were just like, this show was more than I thought.
Wait, went to or performed at?
Went to.
Okay. Oh, you're talking about a show that I went to that I saw somebody perform. Oh man, I've seen so many. Um, I don't know. I recently I told you guys about that guy Ryan Adams that I like. He just did a show in Carnegie Hall, right? Like Carnegie Hall is like prestigious as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
you
is.
got you sold out the place, right? And it's just you with a piano and an acoustic guitar, right? And a microphone. And you could hear a fucking pin drop in that place. Like it was everyone was so into his songs about like heartbreak and shit, but like they listened, they respected it. All you hear is people coughing because that's natural, but
Hmm.
that blew me away.
I guess
So
I'm sorry. I guess you got one more question.
yeah, yeah.
You perform, man. It seemed like you've done a bunch of shows, 250 shows. You got set up. What was your favorite show and your audience response?
I do have some favorite shows out of all the shows I've been playing in my life. Like I played Rockwood Music Hall in New York City, and there's 3 stages there. Stage 1 is free. Stage 2 is the big room that you need to sell like over 100 tickets. Stage 3 is downstairs, and it's 75-person room. I sold that shit out twice, and I thought I was like the fucking coolest dude in the world, but
Damn, that's dope.
it was friends of friends, family, and they just it was like my Carnegie Hall moment because they were quiet, they were listening, they clapped, it was just they were there to see me, but they were hearing songs that they never heard before, and it was just a cool experience. It really was. And I also played at the Stone Pony in Asbury Park, which is like Bruce Springsteen's house. You know what I mean? So playing on that
Man,
stage
that's
in front of
dope.
I played in front of like 600 people that day, and it was just the coolest experience.
So you like your audience to just be still and listening and just be engaged that way instead of just
Yeah.
super hype, yelling, be like,
I,
"My
I
Buscio," like just
Yeah,
screaming it out.
that doesn't happen. I wish that happened. But when I play the bars and stuff, I don't take offense to them talking because they're out to dinner. You know, people are on dates and stuff, and that comes with the territory. But yeah, in the perfect world, everyone would just be listening and clapping. You know.
I feel that. Like, so do you know when it's gonna be like an off night? Like, can you tell like right at the beginning of your performance when it's like,
Oh yeah, I totally can tell. I can tell by my first song if I'm gonna have a bad night, or I can tell there's gonna be a shitty night at the bar. Yeah.
what is it though? Like, is it just like, do you feel like maybe your voice is not all the way there that night, or like the people are not engaged? Like,
Yeah, I mean, like I sometimes I overdo it with the singing. You know, if I'm playing on a Friday and I have a show on a Saturday, if I go hard on Friday, then Saturday's not going to be that great. Or sometimes it is. It's better than Friday. So it just all depends on the moment.
but yeah, we're definitely excited about everything going on with Mike Buscio, man. If I'm out in
For
Jersey
sure.
City or that area, I'm definitely about to come check you out, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Hopefully the name gets out there in the future. And if not, you know, I'm just having a good time doing it. And I appreciate you guys taking your time to get my name out there and being interested in me and my life. It's really cool. I wish I could do this every day.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. I mean, to me, you already doing what you need to do at this point. Like, to me, I feel like you made it. You know what I mean? Like, that's a super
That's
dope
nice,
life to
man. That's
live.
awesome. That's awesome. I did. I feel like I made it because you know I have a nice career. I get to help the kids out in their life, and then I get to go and entertain for other people, and I get my joy out of it in a way too. So yeah, you know what? If you aren't Ed Sheeran and you're a dude playing guitar, and if you can make yourself happy doing it, I mean, there's ways around it.
Yep, using your voice for good, man, for sure. So, like I said, this has been Mike Buscio on
Yeah.
the Friends Podcast, man. We about to go ahead and wrap it up here, man. Thank you so much, Mike, for coming
Thank
through.
you guys,
And
man. You
definitely
guys
let
are a
us
blessing,
know
man.
if you got any new music or records that's about to
Yeah,
release, so we can let
Yeah, I
people
will.
know.
I mean, people should follow me on Instagram. It's at Mike Bush with two H's because the last name is Buscio. People call me Bush. It's not my favorite nickname, but you know what? It's been that way forever, so I'm gonna keep it going.
for sure. We'll put everything in the description box for people to go take a look at their leisure and stuff like that. Definitely go check them out on Instagram, people. But
For
this has
sure.
been the Friends Podcast, man. Thank you so much for listening, and we out.
Peace and love.
Peace.